All right, people. So we are going to give you a ranking of the artwork that I've done vertically on Just Make Art. S tier being really difficult and it was a lot of work making it. And D tier is pretty much it was easy and it was a breeze. So without further ado, let's get it started. All right, so first one's right here. This is the GTA 6. Is it 6 now? I don't even know now. Is it GTA 6? Well, whatever. It's the upcoming GTA game that's gonna come out, right? Everybody was talking about. So, I just wanted to dabble upon that as far as like trying to get it out there in the algorithm by doing my own interpretation of that, of GTA 6. So you guys can see it right here. This is all based upon these vertical TikTok aspect ratio, right? Designed this like all of them using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. So from S tier, D tier, where do I put this? This definitely took me some time because I had to illustrate the car, I had to illustrate the girl. I still think she looks a little bit like Cardi B. I don't know why, but I made her look like she's OnlyFans because she got the $ on her tongue. So even though I did enjoy making this definitely took me a while, especially since I had to use the pen tool to make the whole silhouette of those trees and this overall composition and making the guns. I'm gonna have to put this in A tier because yeah, this one was definitely difficult to make. Even though I enjoyed it, still was difficult to make. All right, next one we got is Jet Set Radio Future, right? So Jet Set Radio Future, let me actually like toggle the rest of them out so you guys will be surprised in each one. If you guys haven't seen other videos of these illustrations, I suggest you do so, but if not, you're gonna see them here. All right, so Jet Set Radio Future, this was my first Just Make Art video where it took a hiatus from my previous channel that I deleted. So I feel like there was something missing as far as like making artwork, especially digital artwork, because there was a time where I took a break from that, and then I came back with making Jet Set Radio Future. So around this time, I want to do a lot of nostalgia, like old video games that I grew up with, and just making them into my own type of style of illustrations and seeing if I'm able to even pull that off. And with this one, I think I did a pretty good job. This was freaking difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's freaking difficult because I'm not used to drawing from head to toe, and I'm also not used to drawing skates. It's the first time I ever drew someone with rollerblades and all that stuff, and spray cans. So this was difficult for me to draw it, and to put that all in this vertical aspect ratio. I'm gonna have to put this up there. Ironically, I'm gonna have to put this in S tier for now, just because it was difficult for me to draw this and drawing from head to toe. This was definitely out of my comfort zone, so this was S tier for me. All right, so moving on. Next one. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Afro Thunder, and I don't know the guy at the bottom, but I just went with the video game cover and just did my interpretation of that in this aspect, vertical aspect ratio. Now with this one, even though this seems like head to toe, it's not fully head to toe, just because I'm not drawing the full legs and the lower limbs of Afro Thunder. And I would say this one was actually fun to make. This did not take me too long to make this illustration. So I will put this in, I'll put it in C tier, honestly. This was fun to make. I didn't struggle making this illustration at all. Even though it may seem difficult with the guy being upside down, the trick is to rotate your canvas size upside down so that way you can fix that part and then just put it back to where it needs to be afterwards. So it wasn't too bad. All right, so now we got the whole crossover that I was making with the versus illustration, which is Kimberly from Street Fighter 6 versus Raven from Tekken 8. So I did have fun with doing this SF Street Fighter crossover Tekken. So this one was difficult just because I had to keep looking at references of Kimberly. Kimberly is very detailed with her hair and with just the accessories that she's wearing, the headpiece, the scarf on her head, also on her neck, spray can, and also just making the composition work between them two, between Raven and Kimberly, and also getting Raven's. I was messing up a few times with Raven's face and his angle overall. I had to fix him up a few times making this. So I will have to put this, honestly. Oh man, it's funny when looking at this, is bringing back like the amount of labor memories. I'll have to put this in S tier as well. This one was difficult for me to make. All right, so let's move on. SSS Tricky. S Tricky right there. Tricky. SSS Tricky. Okay, so this one was the second illustration after Jet Set Radio Future. And funny enough, after I made the Jet Set Radio Future, I was like, man, I do not want to draw from head to toe. So I made it easier for myself, which is my strength is to draw faces. So they're pretty much floating heads, and I just add graphical elements. There wasn't too much difficulty making this illustration. I was really happy the way the snowboards came out. And I was just looking at the reference of, back in the days, EA Big, of the cover of SSS Tricky, and just did my interpretation out of it. Honestly, this one wasn't really difficult. Just floating heads and adding the snowflakes. That being said, this was the easiest one. I'll put this in D tier. All right, moving forward. Moving on. We got Tekken again. Brian Fury versus Yoshimitsu. This one, if you haven't seen the video, I was complaining a lot. Hey, I'm a human being, right? I was complaining a lot because Yoshimitsu was so detailed. You don't understand. This is why I make these illustrations, right? Maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment. Is that you never understand the complexity of the characters unless you draw them. Because when you're drawing it, it's not just you taking a picture. It's 50 times the next level because you're looking at it so much to try to captivate it into your own interpretation. So hats off to Namco, Bandai Namco, right, who came up with this design of Yoshimitsu. Will I ever want to draw this again? Hell no! I do not want to draw Yoshimitsu again. But Brian Fury was a lot easier. And I'm glad I started off with Yoshimitsu. Because I'd rather start off difficult and then easy as opposed to easy then difficult. Even when I work out, I'd rather start off with the most difficult exercise and then feel more relaxed when things get easier. So yeah, Yoshimitsu was a lot of work. So much detail, so much different shapes I had to go in there with the pen tool. The drawing him took some time on the sketch on Photoshop, but tracing over my sketch on Adobe Illustrator was very, very tedious of Yoshimitsu. And Brian wasn't too bad. So I will put Yoshimitsu and Brian Fury. I'll put that in S tier. Yeah, I gotta put that in S tier. That oof. Yeah. Just going through the memories of that. And last but not least, as far as vertical design, we got Tekken, pretty much Tekken 4, but redesigned it into Tekken 8. So that's right here. Make it bigger for you guys to see before I minimize it into where I'm going to put it. So with this one here, funny enough, this didn't take that long to make. I was going back and forth with Jin as far as like the sketch, because I didn't want to make Jin look too old, but at the same time I didn't want to make him look too young, and I had to make sure that he looks younger than Kazuya. Kazuya was very easy for me to make. I was thinking about Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, and just that upward smirk. He always has that evil smirk, so he wasn't too difficult to illustrate. And June, at first I was gonna have her eyes open, but then I decided to make her eyes closed just because of the fact that serenity, being peaceful. And when I made this was before Tekken 8 even came out officially. So this wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too easy. So I will put it in the empty space, which is B tier. I'll put Tekken 8 in B tier. Cool. So now, for you guys out there, that's right, I'm talking to you. You right there, talking to you. All right? Which one is your favorite as far as the ranking? Now, I just went with the ranking of what was the most difficult for me, but let me know down below what is your favorite illustration from S to D, all right? And throw your suggestions of what illustrations you guys want me to create in the future. And also, if you are an artist, just email me your illustrations, so over time we can do something as far as like me judging like which one is the best illustration and which one is the least favorite, right? All that good stuff. Sky's the limit. Hoist me up into the YouTube algorithm by liking the video, sharing the video, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.